and that's because he had to get reelected.
Fair pushback, but he also doesn't have to worry because he's not supposed to be for the fat cats, right? He's for the populists. So the people who are upset about losing money in their portfolio, hey, he's worried about people who are a paycheck and a half from being broke, not who are worried about, whether or not they can buy a second car this summer. So he's okay politically on that ground right now. But remember, he forced this. And his tariff gambit is like everything else he does. The biggest, the best, the most. Yeah. And that's what has a lot of his people upset. Now, you know what a nice sidebar is here that nobody's talking about? Elon Musk is dead man walking. I told you guys this was going to happen. He was never going to survive in this. And now what's going to happen is he's going to keep pushing it. And they're going to say, hey, at the end of the day, Musk is a rich guy. And that's not who we are. Watch. That's what's going to happen.
But what about the little boss?
Concern? Yes. Why? What's the first thing a corporation does? Sweats labor. Sweats labor. Addition by subtraction. We see it in our business all the time, right? New bosses come in. We're not known in this business for being innovators, right? So what do? They cut the workforce, and all of a sudden they're showing more of a profit. But really, what are they doing? They're just cutting expenses. So is there a concern? Yes. Will corporations start threatening that as a way to push back against Trump? Yes. Is that part of the risk here for him? Yes.
So what's I keep hearing the term off-ramp. What is the off-ramp, right? Because in President Trump's book, The Art of the Deal, he talks about anchoring. Like you say something, you anchor down, you don't move, you don't budge, right? So if people keep coming back at him with these retaliatory tariffs, China just did again this morning, right? What's the off-ramp?
Well, as we both know, Brother Manarino, he did not write that book. Okay, so the idea that he's going to follow it is a little specious. But look, the off-ramp, here's the good news for Trump. He did this. He can undo this. The question is, for how long? Because if this downward pressure continues, let's say a few weeks more, now you're going to have what they call a delevering event, which is where all these big funds and all of these banks that are working on leverage, borrowing against a smaller amount of collateral, they're going to get collateral calls. They're going to get calls to put in more cash. And then you're going to have a chain reaction that Trump cannot undo. So, timing matters.